considering scrapping of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC scheme as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Alteration Bill 2020, which is seeking to repeal the NYSC Act. And that bill is billed for second reading. Someone was asking me today, how did he survive the first reading? Well, you know the ritual. Anyway, we'll take a look at that thought and see what we can bring out of it. An attempt at a review of the just concluded local government election in Oyo State will be done on the program today. We'll try to take a look at that local government election. For those who are also watching the politics of this nation, Lagos State is also gearing up for local government election. In fact, this weekend, I guess APC will be having its primary election. It will be a direct primary in Lagos. So we want to look at the concept of winner takes all attitude of ruling political parties at the subnational level. With that attitude, would we ever have, or would we ever get a credible election from the local government? Isn't it possible? I was asking yesterday on my program, isn't it possible for us to have a multi-party, at the local government, or some kind of plural participation at the local government level, where you have different political parties at different local government? Imagine if two local government in this Ibadan metropolis, is from one political party that is not the ruling party. Well, is it possible for us to have that? Now, that's on one side. Can we put that side by side, the current attempt to amend the Nigerian Constitution? It's going on right now at the regional level, and the tone from that side speaks to some saying we should jettison this document and go for another document entirely. Some are saying we should go back to 1963 Republican Constitution. We're going to bring that also to the table and look at it. Do we have a way to solve our problem? Can we really solve our problem? And do we understand the problem itself? And do we have solution to solving the problem of our existence? Now, restructuring, federalism, and people asking federal government to conduct local government election. All of these we put together the program. Garba Shehu and the burden of political or public communication will also be part of what we discuss briefly on the program today. And I'm asking this question: who is afraid of ranching? Once again, welcome to the program. Michael Olatunbosun is here. Michael, welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having us again today. Good evening to Tunde, and good evening to you, Nigerians.
And Tunde Olawuwo is here on the panel today. Tunde, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Shil. Good evening. Thank you to Michael. It's my pleasure to be here.
Good to have you here. We're going to be as brisk as possible on the program today, because I also would like us to have people contributing to it via the phone and Facebook page, our social media. So you can hit us up on Facebook fan page of Splash FM. We have the program running on live there, and you can also share and be part of the conversation. You can make comments on the issue that we have on the table. It's a mouthful, and see how we can run through them very quickly. So, gentlemen, we're also expecting Tunde Onokoya to be with us on the program today. As soon as Tunde Onokoya is in, we'll bring him on the table. I'm starting with you, Michael. The issue of NYC. And there's a way I want us to look at it. You know that here, we always say we want solutions.
Yeah.
Here is a gentleman, asking that we scrap the NYC. And what came to my head, I told you earlier, was the adage in Yoruba that if you have a headache, do you chop off your head because you have a headache? Or if your arm, is paining you,
you cut it off.
Cut it off.
To solve the problem.
To solve the problem of pain. He listed certain issues, and he has very credible issues.
Yeah, logical
that you should consider about security and the rest. So let's look at NYSC and go into the issue of solutions to it. So let me start by asking you, do you think it should be scrapped?
I don't think NYSC should be scrapped.
I will take your reason. Tunde, should we scrap NYSC? Just that statement.
No.
So we'll get to the reasons now. So, Michael.
Yes. I told you a while ago that I was reading through, the foundations of the NYSC, and I observed that very beautiful ideals, that the NYSC was designed to solve. And some of it, of course, when the Gawan government, created it in 1973, it was to reconcile, reconstruct, and rebuild the nation. Just we're coming out of the Civil War and all that. And then to properly encourage the development of communities among, youths, common ties among youths of Nigeria, and promotion of national unity. So, in other words, when you look at the way the methodology is to, post Nigerians to other places apart from their place of origin, for them to learn the culture, imbibe, those cultures, even, stay behind if they like, if they want to, fuse with the cultures of those places. And you see that all around you. I know a couple of people who got married when, who met in the NYSC camp and got married eventually. In fact, in some states, I know of this one. In some states, the governments of those states usually pay for those weddings.
Yes.
Yeah. So these things, are the ideals. Of course, you have the criticism about insecurity. Insecurity is everywhere, even in your own state. You are vulnerable, and so many other things. Beautiful arguments about against NYSC, but I think that if you consider the ideals of the NYSC, you should not be scrapped. Maybe we need to take another look at the scheme itself and see how we can make it a productivity scheme rather than just people entering the scheme and then going out and then just collecting money and then becoming unemployed after 1 year.
So NYSC is not speaking to our unemployment problem.
It's not speaking to it. So
it's not solving it.
It's not solving it.
I ask you, was it put together to solve unemployment
It was not put. NYSC was not put together. It was not designed to solve unemployment. It was just for, when a nation is coming out of a war, a very brutal war for that matter, you need to make the people see that we are brothers and sisters. That was the essence of it. Fusion, unity across integration across the country. That was the ideal. But this is the 21st century. So we fought the war over 50 years ago. Let's look at how the NYSC can speak to the 21st century realities.
Tunde, 48-year-old scheme created by the former head of state, Yakubu Gowon, in 1973. Is it due for reform?
Of 1973.
Is it due for reforms?
Of course, I think we should, like all other, agencies of government, we must constantly reform some of these things. Firstly, I think the credit for the establishment of NYSC shouldn't just go to General Yakubu Gowon. There's also a certain Professor Adebayo Adedeji, that Ijebu-born economist who died in 2018. It was actually the brain behind the establishment of NYSC. And of course, it goes without saying, what the objectives, what the aims, what the goals were, to unify Nigerians, again, coming off the back of, a very brutal civil war that more or less broke, the country into pieces. Yes, a lot has been achieved. Some people will probably have gone their entire life without, stepping out of their enclave, quote and unquote. So that in itself is a win. It has been a win. Michael has also mentioned, a very sentimental how a lot of people have, met their spouses.
I wonder how Buki escaped that.
Well, maybe he was busy doing fellowship. Sometimes some of our people, they spend 1 year doing fellowship. They forget that part is also important. Because some of us have, those testimonies. But the truth is, it's a scheme designed for all graduates who are below 30, and it has worked wonders. Now, I do not think that we should scrap it. Because, yes, for those, especially the honorable who brought it up, his name is Awaji Inimbek Abiante. He's a PDP honorable from River State.
Antonio Kobo.
Yes, and he mentioned very valid points
yes.
about insecurity, which is the reason why a lot of people, redeploy or relocate almost immediately after they leave the orientation camp. You also talked about exploitation in places of primary assignments. We know what some core members go through in trying to secure a place for the assignments, and of course the issue of apostate of the orientation camps. In my time, I was lucky that we're the second set to use the camp, so it was still more or less new.
Yeah.
But then again, I know what some of my friends and colleagues went through. In their, some came back sick. Some got even lifetime diseases that you begin to ask yourself, is it worth it? But the truth is, we cannot just look at the present situation and then decide. I think it should be reformed. But you see, the problem, the clamor for NYSC to be scrapped is not because of NYSC in itself. It is because of the system of Nigeria that has almost broken down. If you look around you, what you see, agitations from different quarters, people saying they want to succeed. Some are complaining about lopsidedness in appointments and all of that. When you have all of these indices in place, almost everybody is now withdrawing into their own cocoon. Everybody's starting to look at, okay, this one is my brother, that one is not. So if it is possible to just stay and operate within your household, some people are willing to do that. I think that Nigeria in itself needs to be reformed. When we do that successfully, NYSC will return to serving its original purpose. Today, a lot of people don't feel safe. And you can understand, traveling from Ibadan or from Lagos to Niger State today, if your child gets posted to Niger State, you can imagine what your state of mind would be. Not because of NYSC, but because of the state of Nigeria. So I feel that if we fix Nigeria, people will see the beauty of NYSC again.
I want us to, if possible, in bullet points, the kind of reform we want to see with NYSC. Maybe in 1 minute. Michael, what kind of reforms?
Number one, clean the corruption in the system. NYSC, about 70 billion naira goes into NYSC almost every year. And we need to be able to account for some of these things. If you look at the kit itself, the corruption, immediately stares in your face when you see the kit. Just wash it once and then something happens to the kit. So what happens to money allocated to the kids and so many other things,
What came to my head?
The food in the camp.
The food in the camp.
Yes.
The food in the
Some
camp.
people don't even eat the food.
Yeah, some people don't eat. They go to Mami
They
market.
hardly get their meal ticket marked.
Exactly. So clean the system of corruption.
But when you say clean the system, sorry for cutting you, when you say clean the system of corruption, have you cleaned the entire system of corruption that you want to isolate NYSC of corruption?
Okay, maybe that sounds defeatist, really.
A bit.
But then, I was talking about the 21st century demands. How do we make people go through NYSC, and after NYSC, they are already equipped to either, get a job immediately, in terms of what the service has given to them.
Which job are you talking about?
Or be creators of employment. I know that they do some of these things in camp. They teach you the language of the environment. They do
skill acquisition.
Skill acquisition.
See, they do it, and to an extent, it is working. At least I know for so many ladies who have turned out to be cake makers, bakers, makeup artists.
Makeover.
But you see, the point is, are we really going to make every graduate
a makeover artist?
Yes. The truth is, we don't have jobs. If we have jobs, there will be something. 33.3 unemployment rate. That's scary.
That's huge.
We need to fix Nigeria. To talk about the reforms,
yes.
The number one problem that the NYSC is facing today, for me, is the question of insecurity. And it is not essentially about the NYSC,
it's about
but
the
about
nation itself.
Nigeria. How do you move from Lagos to Kano, from Lagos to Plateau, from Rivers to Maiduguri? Will you feel safe?
Okay, we'll take a break, and when we come back, move to the next issue. Stay with us, don't go away.
Splash FM 105.5.
I be first class truck driver.
Yes, it's Panadol Extra Caplets. Panadol Extra is now also available in a smaller pack of 4 caplets at only 50 naira. Same Panadol Extra Caplets that relieves headache, backache, muscle ache, menstrual pain, and toothache. If it's not Panadol, it's not the same thing as Panadol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult a doctor. Panadol Extra contains paracetamol and caffeine. Not recommended in pregnancy and children under 12.
Check. Forceps, check. Scissors, check. Retractors, check. Clamps, check. All right, then I guess we're ready for this operation. Health check on Splash 105.5 FM. Join us every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Having good health is number 1 on our checklist.
Next time you're shopping for quality margarine, choose the one that's perfect for so many types of meals and has great value too. Choose Devon King's Margarine. Devon King's Margarine is available in stores and retail outlets near you. Choose unbeatable value. Choose Devon King's Margarine.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. It's simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomitables pack. Find the unique code at the back of the pack. Go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a star prize of 100,000 naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
As the best man, I'd like to give a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching Comedy Nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now, you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
Come, you don't put yeast for bread before? The dough go just the rise. They rise like 5,000 naira when you put for EcoBank. Before you know, if it become 25,000 naira.
Oga Beka!
Hi! Now so EcoBank customers just the dance a willow as EcoBank Super Rewards don't begin boku their money falla. Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit and you fit be one of the 50 people who go collect 25,000 naira a woof every week for 4 months. 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. Collect EcoBank card for your account and link your card to *326# or EcoBank mobile to increase your assurance. So terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there. I got this message here. If you ask those parents whose children were killed in 2011 during the elections, they may not think twice before advocating or supporting that NYSC be done away with. Yeah. But,
yes,
was NYSC responsible for the death?
Yeah, we just said it. Tunde also said it. It's not an NYSC problem. It's a Nigerian problem. it is insecurity. It's not as if it is about camp. It's not as if it's about
what they did in NYSC.
The personal parade. It's not as if it's the primary place of
endurance trek.
It's not as if it's endurance trek. It is a Nigerian problem. That 2011 that you were referring to, after that election, when the government, I think it was the Goodluck Jonathan, set up this Lemu committee. The committee was to investigate the remote and immediate causes of, the violence in the election. Lemu came up with a report. What did we do with the report? We didn't do anything with the report. So it was not the NYSC. It was about a panel of inquiry that was set up. The panel went across Nigeria, particularly in the northern part where you had, the violence. Let Nigerians come out with the report and let's see what's in the report. Isn't that a step, that we needed to take? So
okay.
It happens everywhere, even in your home. You don't feel safe because we have a problem of security. That's it.
Now, today,
I was just going to add that now that they are going into schools, to kidnap kids in numbers, what are we going to do? Scrap schools?
Or stop education?
Okay. No, we fix security.
That's it.
All right, so that's about it on that story. We will take your calls if you have any argument about it or you want to be part of that discussion. We'll also be loving you more if you could send us messages, or when we open the lines, you can call us and let's talk about it right here on Splash 105.5 FM. Now, the next issue that I like us to look at is there's an attempt for us to look at the local government election in Oyo State. And I'll be factual about certain things here. The election had come and gone. The last batch of the election took place yesterday, Wednesday, to the local government. And by this morning, we had that PDP still picked that seat. So the 33 local government areas in Oyo State is being governed by the PDP, which is the party in power. The question I am asking is, we're going to review that election, but I'm asking, why is it difficult for us to have such a pluralistic, intervention or participation in that election? It happened in Kaduna. Maybe Erifai will not try it again, but it happened in Kaduna where other political parties won.
Because he tried e-voting.
E-voting.
Yes. So why is it difficult? Tunde?
Well, you see, the issue of local government elections in Nigeria post 2003 for me has been a major source of concern, and I'll tell you why. I'm a strong advocate of true federalism, which we're not practicing. I believe so much in devolution of powers. I believe that the federal government has too much responsibilities that it cannot, fully discharged, and we need to devolve powers to the states. That's on one hand. But on the other hand, I'm also concerned that, the issue of local government election, which has been delegated to the state through the State Independent Electoral Commission, have become nothing but, shambles across parties, across different states of the Federation. What you see that makes maybe opposition parties to, turn their back against local government elections, not just, like we saw it in Oyo State, is a vote of no confidence in the process. I know for a fact that if it's an INEC, if it were to be an INEC organized election, no matter how angry or aggrieved you are as a political party, whether in the ruling party or the opposition party, you're likely not going to stay away from that election. Because
just as your own parent.
Yes. But what do we see? The election that the previous administration in Oyo State did, the PDP stayed away from it. And then what happened? Immediately they took over power. They sacked, the local government chairman, which eventually was ruled by the Supreme Court to be illegal and arbitrary. Now, this last election, even though, yes, the APC made attempts to come in later on, they asked for postponement, but of course, it was not granted. and now we are seeing what is happening. Well, maybe because the major opposition party in Oyo State did not take part. It's quite predictable what the results would look like, and that's what we are having. But I doubt even if they are taking part, the results would have been different. If you look at the pattern of what you have been seeing.
Now, Michael, I know that we are going to go on to review a little bit, but before we do that, let me quickly read this comment I got from a listener. Let's look at making it a pseudo-military training, that's NYSC. Let each youth corps member choose his place of assignment. I don't know how workable that is. Let there be insurance cover for all youth corps members for a duration of their service, and let them serve on government-owned farms. Using them as teacher is a bittersweet experience. A teacher needs to be trained before he could deliver in class. So how do you draft a fresh graduate to classes to teach? Untrained and unprepared. This is somebody who is making comment here. Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwaseun, for those comments. Now let's come to the issue. Mike, I want you to speak to this issue. Whilst, after they've been sworn in, the governor makes some comments. He said, the chief judge sworn you in and I'm also supporting you. So there's nobody that can remove you again. Even as the executive governor of your state, I don't have the power to remove you because it has now become a constitutional process to remove you. You will completely spend the 3 years you are entitled to. He said this in Yoruba, and I played it yesterday.
Yeah.
How do you react to that?
Yes, the way I'd like to react to it is to say that the governor was just engaging in what you call reverse morality. So didn't the governor know that it was illegal for a governor to remove local government chairman? Why is it in 2021 that the governor just realized that, oh, wow, the chief judge swore you? The ones that he sacked, did the chief judge not swear them in? The ones that have been sacked all over the country, did the chief judges not swear them in? Why are we engaging in reverse morality? Why are we behaving as if we just woke up? Why are we behaving as if it was yesterday that Adam and Eve were chased out of the garden? Why are we behaving like we just woke up? I think that the governor was just...
what are we still doing with the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy matters?
Exactly.
If indeed the governor believes that that tier of government is independent.
So
he should have scrapped that.
Yeah,
or at least not have a commissioner for that.
We're just begging the question and making...
Because there's no basis for it.
Yes. So, but in reality, it was good that he eventually came to own up, and my emphasis is important for me, to own up that nobody can remove them. And I like him. I like the governor for something. When this judgment came up, he said that we will abide by the judgment. Oh, very beautiful. There are other places where, governments just squint at judgment and say, and then we begin to drag, and then we would have spent their 3 years, and then we'll go to court, and then the court will now reverse and say, go back to day one. Of course, it's good development. But the point about it is that it still speaks to, this winner takes all idea, still speaks to the fact that we don't have independence at that level of government. Tunde said that post 2003, I remember when I had conversation with former governor Olawuwo about his book, Amazing Grace. He also said that he said that the freest and most acceptable local government election that has been held in Nigeria so far in this Fourth Republic was the one conducted by INEC in 1998.
Okay, Michael, that's why I said we are going to, we will not be able to do in depth, but we will take a look at them and touch them. I was looking at the front page of Nigerian Tribune. Norgay wants INEC to conduct LG polls. That's their position at the constitutional amendment, process that is going on.
Yeah.
On my program yesterday, I got someone who called me and said, look, and I've had people say that as well, let the INEC be in charge of local government election. We do not trust the subnational government to conduct local government election that will be free and fair and will be adjudged to be credible. We want INEC to do it. Yet we are calling for federalism. Yet we are calling for restructuring.
Yeah.
Is that not dissonance?
It is dissonance, but Tunde already answered that question in anticipation. You see, Usually, when you have a state independent electoral commission, independent quote and unquote now.
There's no quote and unquote on the document.
Okay.
It's independent.
Allow me now. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. It still goes back to even the INEC itself. How much of independence does the INEC? I remember, was it Justice Ayo Salami or something committee that recommended that the chairman of INEC should not be appointed by the president, but by the people. If you don't graduate to the level where the people decide who the chairman of the state election commission is, you will still have governors appointing them. And the point is that there's no way, even if that person, continues to mouth, the fact that I am independent-minded and all that, there's no way the piper's caller or the sponsor of the piper will not also influence what is piped. So there's still that very slim margin, if you like, the odds that somebody somewhere will still call the shots. So the people calling for this, they may have a point. I remember that I think it was towards the twilight of the Goodluck Jonathan's administration, the National Assembly was trying to amend the Constitution. And they put the local government election under INEC. I remember. I think it was that provision that threw out this amendment at that time, where the National Assembly stated that that clause about the signing of into law, that if the president does not sign into law, that the chairman of the National Assembly, that's the president of the Senate, can call a joint sitting and then they will veto the president's veto. Yeah. Maybe that was why it didn't sail through. But the people who are saying that, they understand that at the state level, it's winner takes all. Is the governor holds very strong influence. So
why do we now think that that would be a better way to run our system if governor is given such power today?
Because they believe that the chairman of the electoral committee of INEC is not answerable to the governor.
But it's answerable to somebody.
But we're talking about local government election.
I know. If we don't trust the governor to give us a credible election at this level, at the state level, so why are we looking for independence for this subnational?
Again, when we ask for devolution of powers, we cannot cherry pick. Because essentially what you're doing as you devolve more powers to the states is that you're empowering the governors more.
Yes.
But you're not just empowering the governor, you're empowering the state. So the entire gamut of state authorities, both the executive and the legislature, and even the judiciary, you can already see that there's an ongoing struggle. The judiciary is asking for financial autonomy.
Yes.
And I think that they should go to any length possible
to push for it,
to get it. Same for the legislature at the state level. They should push for it. The media at the state level should get stronger. The civil society organizations, right now we have almost 95% of them domiciled in Abuja. By the time you devolve more powers to the subnationals, the federative units, they will come down. So the way and manner in which governors presently operate as emperors with unchecked powers would change, because it will no longer just be about Abuja. It will be about Abuja and, of course, all the states as well. So when you devolve more powers, you also open up the system more for scrutiny.
Okay, now we'll be taking your calls, but I have a document here on that election that was conducted on Saturday. This is an extract from a crime diary. 23rd of May 2021 at about 090 hours, one Olatunbosun Tunde Moses of Adeshewo Ogudoye Polytechnic Oyo State with GSM number blah 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 came to the station and reported that his junior brother by name of Opakunbitayo Ebenezer, aged 40 years, a staff of Adeshewo Ogudoye Polytechnic Oyo, was hit by a stray bullet during the local government election at Songo area Irua on the 2nd of May 2021. There are also affidavits of certificate of death and the rest here. We lost a life during that election, and we're calling it free and fair. Credible.
Well, the free and fair
in Nigerian,
the free and fair particle of it is about the election. Yes, so INEC or OISEC, whichever one, at whatever level, will not answer to the violence. Their own job is to conduct an election, not to enforce security. So you need to also speak to the other stakeholders in an election management. I know that at the center they have one committee. I think it's interagency committee or something, where you have INEC, you have the police, you have all the security agencies, you even have civil societies involved and all that. It is the job of the security agencies to make sure that people are safe. It is the job of INEC or OISEC or CADSEC or whatever to make sure that the ballots are available, the officials are available, and the people turn out to vote.
When I talked about free and fair, this election was not free.
Has any election been free indeed in this country?
The value of life is so low in Nigeria that I'm sure some people argue it's just one life. Do you know that somebody even right here in Felele would have been killed? Last Saturday, a woman. It took the intervention, and I must, commend the police division in Felele because I was involved. Somebody notified me of what was going on. I quickly put a call through to the DPO, and in less than 2 minutes, they got there. I still have the video. The woman was dripped in blood. I mean, she's a politician, and she was under attack by some people for whatever reasons. The truth is that we are very desperate in Nigeria when it comes to elections. And the reasons are not far-fetched. The incentives that come with political office is so huge that the currency is so high, you're willing to go to any length possible to achieve your dream. But like Michael said, it comes down to the security agencies. That may not necessarily be the job of the OISEC. It starts of the police, essentially, and other sister security agencies to ensure that they arrest all forms of disorderliness and violence.
Okay, we're taking the calls in a moment on the program, but we have to take this break, and we're back in a moment. Stay with us, don't go away.
Splash FM 105.5.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, Panadol Extra náà ni Panadol Extra. Ó tún ti ń bẹ báyìí nínú ìdí kékeré oníkápẹ́lẹ̀tì mẹ́rin $50 péré. Panadol Extra kan náà ni Panadol Extra mú tura bẹ́ fọ́rí, ìrora ẹ̀yìn, ìrora oríkèé, ìrora nǹkan oṣù àti ìrora eyín. Tí ìbá ṣe Panadol, kò lè jẹ́ bí Panadol. Tá ìpadà ò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà. Panadol Extra ní paracetamol àti caffeine nínú, kò sí fáláboyún àtàwọn ọmọdé tọ́jú orí wọn kéré sọ́dún 12.
I just want flex, don't need stress in my life. Avoid the yawa, I no want queue for the bank. Sharp, I don't open an account. Digital bank, we get the power, now vote. I pay my bills easily, I'm running things like a boss. Collect a loan with no collateral. Vault is the way. Vault is the answer. From Polaris Bank. Vault is the answer. Vault is the way.
Download Vault by Polaris Bank. That's VULTE. Visit the Google Play Store or Apple Store now. Vault is available to Polaris and non-Polaris Bank customers. Vault by Polaris Bank.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Pure Wires and Cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Pure Wires and Cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrins Compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-032 57. Pure Chem Wires and Cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
What is this? I thought I asked all of you to drop whatever you have outside there.
I'm sorry, sir. This is Fluco Day. I saw you coughing earlier, so I brought it out for you so you can take it.
Thanks for your kindness, but I'm smarter than that. You think I don't know that every drug that cures cough and catarrh causes drowsiness? So you want me to sleep, Abi?
This is what distinguishes Fluco Day. It does not cause drowsiness.
Nah, drug. I know this drug. It work well, no?
Let me try it. Manufactured by Harvit.
Marketed and distributed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor.
Time up. And you, I said what? Flu.
Fluco Day!
Available in pharmacy shops near you.
Kíni kan wà tí gbogbo obìnrin máa ń ní tí wọ́n bá ti di abiyamọ. Tí ọmọ tí ẹbí rẹ̀ bá nírora torí bá ń fọ́ wọn. Ṣé bí ìjáfara léwu? Abiyamọ kì í fi ìgbà ìrora falẹ̀. Pẹ̀lú M&B paracetamol tó yára pa. Tí kì í gbalọ̀ kábọ̀. Oníkóró fún àgbàlagbà àti olómi tó ládùn ọ̀pọ̀ òyìnbó fún àwọn ọmọdé yóò lé ẹ̀fọ́rí àti ara ríro jìnnà sí ẹbí rẹ̀. M&B kàti ń perégedé ó lé ní 70 ọdún. Òun ni àwọn obìnrin tó rínú ròde fi ọkàn tán. Fún ẹ̀fọ́rí àti ìrora ní ìwé alọ́ rámirámi làárí pupa ìyẹn M&B paracetamol. Tí ìrora kò bá lọ lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì rí dókítà rẹ̀. M&B paracetamol. Ìrora kò lè dá ọ dúró.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. It's simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomie Tipples pack, find a unique code at the back of the pack, go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a star prize of 100,000 naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
Oh, my gonna for you. Hello?
Casey, baby, how far now? Shall you go free this Sunday? I won't spoil person picking.
Hey, which Sunday?
This one now.
I know day.
Sunday after I'm come.
Every Sunday, I no go free.
Waiting happen.
You mean say you no know? New season of Nigerian Idol don land.
Yes, sir. Nigerian Idol don land. Better singing competition with talent wey sabi and plenty drama from the judges. Una go fit watch weekly shows from March 28 and every Sunday for Africa Magic Channel 2 by 7 p.m. sharp. So run, recharge your GoTV subscription on top my GoTV app or USSD *288# to enjoy yourself. Na Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks bring on this season of Nigerian Idol. GoTV, love it.
Thank you for being there with us. It's still Splash 105.5 FM. We're on Facebook Live. I would like you to join us right there and let's have this conversation. Yemita Walabi on Facebook says, INEC conducting LG elections is a dissonance with devolution of power. She said, we must ensure the independence of OICEC and then push for the emergence of qualitative individuals for leadership at the local government level. Imagine if some of the individuals who have become perpetual gubernatorial candidates were to present themselves as LG chairmanship or councillorship candidates. That's Yemi Tawalabi on Facebook there. We can also have you be part of the conversation. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. We've got two issues. So you can be part of it. Let's talk about it. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Lower the volume on your radio set and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. I don't know why all of you are advocating INEC to conduct local government elections. Are they doing their own thing right?
We are not advocating for INEC to conduct local government election. People were asking for it. Tell us your name first, please.
I'm Sola from Iwood.
Welcome.
I wonder, because the INEC, are they doing their own thing? Are we not in Nigeria? We know what happens from state number 4 come to become number 1, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0805 699 8678, 0706 949 3000. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. What's the name where you're calling from?
Alaji Ayelabugo is calling from Lanlate.
Okay. Welcome, Alaji Labogun.
The fact that if INEC supervise the local government election, it will put pay to electoral malpractices. It's not correct to some level. You see, we can hardly believe what happened at the by-election in Osun State, where many voters were not allowed even to the vicinity of the voting area. Now, if that time some people are carrying handkerchiefs, and even they don't allow some people to get to the place, so how can we fathom that? So INEC cannot control or supervise fully without having malpractice or some thuggery. That is my own view. Alaji Ilabogu from Lanlate.
Thank you, Alaji Ilabogu from Lanlate. We appreciate you. We'd like to hear more from you. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining the program, Splash Rendezvous.
My name is Akinola Adeyemo. Kudos to the people in the house for their great contribution. For me, as regards the NYSC, that whether they scrap it or to retain it, for me, it should not be scrapped, but it should be suspended in such a way that until this serious insecurity is resolved, because nobody will have a kid from nursery school, secondary school to university and just to be ambushed anyhow. So something has to be done. So I go for middle course. Regarding the local government election, I believe if INEC will conduct it, it will have some semblance of objectivity in it. At least they will not have any candidate in mind. And of course, in fact, they report to the federal government, whatever. Then somebody suggested that let the people choose the INEC chairman. If that one is done, and the INEC will do the conduct here, these local governments, it will have some resemblance of objectivity rather than winner takes all that we are witnessing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments on the program this evening. So let's see if you're still there and you want to be part of it. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, guys. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you too?
This is fine, thank you.
Welcome. Let's have your conversation.
All right, these people, do you realize these people host a regional election in Osun State, and the number of votes is higher than the number of accredited? Look, these people cannot surprise me anymore. And after the election, they take care of that it's a credible election also. No matter how bad it is, it's going to be credible to them. And I agree with this other brother there that says one person died, they will say, oh, just only one person died. Like that one is just choice as far as they are concerned. We are on a long thing. I don't know how we are going to do it. If we keep clamor for the INEC to come around the election, then what happens to the, like you have said, then then what happens to the autonomous that we had question for? Then if the autonomous come down here, then we choose the man who's going to be the head of that, OCS, whatever they call it. Imagine this man that is there right now. You know how much we read about him, how honest, how sincere, how respected he is as a Sam, is a whatever degree you have out there. I don't know, what do we got out of it? Come on, don't let us deceive ourselves. We're on a long thing. God bless you.
Thank you. He got the point. He said, come on, we're the long thing. That's how much passionate he is about the Nigerian situation. So you can still be part of what we're doing right here. We'd like to hear from you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
Well done, Oluwaseun, Akinola. Well done, Michael. That was another day.
Thank you.
This is Ayupo calling from Ilora.
Welcome, Ayupo.
Yeah. My own submission is about NYSC. The scrapping of NYSC at this time is uncalled for. Instead, the federal government should allow them to serve in their vicinity. When that is done, the issue of security will be totally eradicated. Then again, on the INEC, hello.
Hello, yes, hello. We're here.
On INEC, bad president has been laid in Nigeria. It's only through divine intervention that everything can be completely ameliorated. You know, can you remember what happened in Osun and Edo? when they started killing people, not just because of the elections. So INEC determines who is going to rule in Nigeria, who is going to be the leader, who is going to rule in election. It is being determined by INEC, and this is very, very disappointing. Good evening.
Good evening, Ayekoto. Thank you very much. One thing I did not even make a statement about was someone even asked me that why can't we have federal government pay the salary of primary school teachers? Yes, we're asking for restructuring and devolution of power. Let's see who is here. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. What's the name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Tajudeen Akiwande. I'm calling from Oluwaseun in Apata area.
Let's do this quickly, sir. Welcome.
Yes, I just want to make a comment concerning the NYC. I was called back when Tunde said it was the security issue that is really facing NYC. Yes, I want to agree with that. At the same time, that guy that was killed in 2011, if not because he went there to go and serve, do you know the probability of that guy not being killed gruesomely is there? So you can still blame it or put it on NYC. That is because the guy went there to go and serve his fatherland. That's why that guy got killed. Not only him, but several young, vibrant Nigerians that were killed just like that simply because they want to serve their fatherland. If not because of NYC, they won't be there. I served in Maiduguri, and I was there for 14 months. That was when things were very good. But I wouldn't have been in Maiduguri if not because I went there to go and serve my fatherland. On the election, well, people have said it all. But personally, I would have loved INEC at the national level to be conducting the local government election too. Yes, I would say I witnessed the 1998 election, local government election conducted by INEC. Very free and fair. And at the same time, you want to believe that right from the national level down to the local government level, the possibility of not knowing too many people that you want to support right from Abuja down to the local government where I'm staying is there. But when you now want to compare a state at the state level where a sitting governor wants to his person to be at the local government level because of reason best known to them, you want to believe it that if not for Anki Panki, it is not possible to have a 33 local government and just one.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, my conclusion is Nigerians love Nigeria. They don't want it break.
Yes.
They still want a center. They conduct local government election.
Well,
we have to take a break.
They want good elections.
But they don't trust the nuts of national.
INEC is not perfect. Of course, INEC has conducted some really terrible elections.
Like
even the Kogi election is an example. But what you now have at the state level is not giving you any chance at all.
So you want to choose between two evils?
Lesser evil.
We'll take this break and come back after the news at 6. Stay with us. Don't go away.
Splash FM 105.5.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o Panadol Extra náà ni Panadol Extra ó tún ti ń bẹ báyìí nínú ìdí kékeré oníkápẹ́lẹ́tì mẹ́rin $50 péré Panadol Extra kẹ́nẹ́ ni Panadol Extra mú tura bẹ́ẹ̀ fọ́rí ìrora ẹ̀yìn ìrora oríkèé ìrora nǹkan oṣù àti ìrora ẹ̀yìn tí ìbá ṣe Panadol kò lè jẹ́ bí Panadol tá ìpadà ò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà Panadol Extra ní paracetamol àti caffeine nínú kò sí fàlàbọyún àtàwọn ọmọdé tọ́jú orí wọn kéré sọ́dún 12.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay, slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair, gotta be lush hair. Straight up curly, you know they tango, lie. Gotta be lush hair, gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful. Next time you're shopping for quality margarine, choose the one that's perfect for so many types of meals and has great value too. Choose Devon King's Margarine. Devon King's Margarine is available in stores and retail outlets near you. Choose unbeatable value. Choose Devon King's Margarine.
Anytime malaria show, Nakam Shalatempo. Anytime malaria come, Shalatempo. If malaria trouble you, no let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria will contain Artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Then get Shalatem for every age group then. Make you remember to always use Shalatem with food. If symptoms no change after 3 days, go see your doctor.
Splash FM 105.5.
Mommies and daddies, good evening, no. Don't forget to buy your pikin's favorite toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
It's typing out!
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. On these highlights at 6 p.m., President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Major General Farouk Yahaya as the new Chief of Army Staff. This is according to a statement signed and released today by military spokesperson Brigadier General Oyema Nwachukwu. His appointment comes days after the immediate past Army Chief, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Matairu, died in a Kaduna air crash along with 10 other military officials. Prior to his appointment, Major General Yahaya was the general officer commanding one division of the Nigerian Army and the incumbent theater commander of the counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency military outfit in the Northeast, codenamed Operation Harden K. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, today held an emergency meeting on election security with heads of security agencies at the INEC headquarters in Abuja. The meeting comes on the eves of recent attacks on INEC facilities in Ebonyi and some other states. In attendance at the meeting is a National Security Advisor, Babagana Monguno, the Director General, National Intelligence Agency, Ahmed Abubakar, the Acting Chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdul Rashid Bawa, and the Inspector General of Police, Alkali Usman. The INEC chairman outlines activities ahead of the commission, which includes the November 6th Anambra State governorship election and the continuous voter registration. The acting Inspector General of Police, Alkali Usman, has said that the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, created a vacuum which is challenging efforts by the police to tackle insecurity in the country from a position of strength. The acting IGP stated this today at the presidential briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the State House in Abuja. He, however, indicated that the police have recorded successes against secessionist groups and criminals in the southeast. On the recruitment plan involving 10,000 new police personnel into the force, the IGP disclosed that the process has reached nearly 70% completion, assuring that the exercise will continue to employ the federal character principle. The Controller General, Nigeria Immigration Service NIS, Mr. Mohammed Babandede, says the service has increased its production capacity to beat the May 31st deadline set to clear backlog of passport applications. Babandede announced this while briefing newsmen on the NIS passport reforms and recruitment exercise today in Abuja. He said that the passport production centers across the country were working round the clock to clear the backlogs before the commencement of the new passport regime on June the 1st. NIS boss also gave assurance that the service had enough booklets and that the total of 23,903 passports were currently awaiting collection by the applicants. And turning to the foreign scene, China has announced U.S. efforts to further investigate whether COVID-19 came from a Chinese lab. U.S. President Joe Biden has called on intelligence officials to double their work to find out how the virus was first transmitted to humans. China's foreign ministry, however, accused the U.S. of political manipulation and blame shifting and rejected any link between COVID-19 and a virus research lab in the Chinese city of Wuhan. And finally, sports news. Mauricio Pochettino is in talks with Tottenham over a return to the club that will see him leave Paris Saint-Germain after less than 6 months in charge. The Argentine was appointed as the Parc des Princes in January, signed a contract until June 2022 with the option for an extra year after being sacked by Spurs in November 2019. He was replaced at Tottenham by Jose Mourinho, who led the club to a 6th place finish in his first season before being sacked in April 2021. That ends the 6 p.m. news highlight for today. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Good evening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
When we say we're committed to giving you more, here's what we mean. We mean going the extra mile to ensure you have the best customer experience. In fact, if you make an instant transfer and it fails, we will reverse it in 1 business day or refund 5 times the transaction fees. You get that? A reversal on failed instant transfers in 1 business day, or we will refund 5 times the transaction fees. Now, that's how committed we are to giving you more. Access, more than banking.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. Na hypo toilet cleaner than they use to clean up and kill the yama jams come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and gem free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years land one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
Come, you don't put yeast for bread before? The dough go just the rise like 5,000 naira when you put for EcoBank. Before you know, if it become 25,000 naira.
Oga Baker.
Hi! Now so EcoBank customers just they dance a willow as EcoBank Super Rewards don't begin boku their money falla. Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit and you fit be one of the 50 people who go collect 25,000 naira a woof every week for 4 months. 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. Collect EcoBank card for your account and link your card to *326# or EcoBank mobile to increase your assurance. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. Simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomitables pack, find a unique code at the back of the pack, go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a stock prize of 100,000 naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
When we say we're committed to giving you more, here's what we mean. We mean going the extra mile to ensure you have the best customer experience. In fact, if you make an instant transfer and it fails, we will reverse it in 1 business day or refund 5 times the transaction fees. You get that? A reversal on failed instant transfers in 1 business day, or we will refund 5 times the transaction fees. Now, that's how committed we are to giving you more. Access, more than banking.
What is this? I thought I asked all of you to drop whatever you have outside here.
I'm sorry, sir. This is Fluco Day. I saw you coughing earlier, so I brought it out for you so you can take it.
Thanks for your kindness, but I'm smarter than that. You think I don't know that every drug that cures cough and catarrh causes drowsiness? So you want me to sleep, Abi?
This is what distinguishes Fluco Day. It does not cause drowsiness.
Nah, drug. I know this drug. It work well.
Let me try it. If I shot by Harvit.
Marketed and distributed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor.
Time up. And you, I said what? Flu.
Fluco Day!
Available in pharmacy shops near you.
láti ní ojúlówó mọ̀ tó nílò tó fi darapọ̀ mọ́ṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó sì dákọ́ṣẹ́ mọṣẹ́ tí mùṣemúṣe ẹ̀dá múṣẹ́ yàtọ̀. Splash FM Media Academy ti pèsè ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó gàgàǹgbá fún gbogbo ẹni tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti dojúlówó agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tàbí ẹni tó fẹ́ fìmọ̀ kúmọ̀ nídìí iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tẹ́sí gbàwé ẹ̀rí mú yege. Àwọn ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Splash FM Media Academy dá lórí Introduction to Presentation, Program and Content Development, Journalism, Basic Production, Digital Media, Yorùbá Presentation, tó ń ti ìtọ́sọ́nà lórí ìṣẹ́yọni pẹ̀lú àwọn gbajúgbajà agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́. Fún ìforúkọsílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ lọ sí Splash FM Media Academy tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ White House Fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ kàn sójú òpó ìtàkùn àgbáyé wa pẹ̀lú www.splashfm1055.com/academy 0705-439-3332 tàbí 0805-699-8676. ẹ sì lè kàn sórí Facebook, Twitter àti Instagram wa @Splash FM Media Academy. Mú àlá rẹ ṣẹ láti dojúlówó agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lónìí. Splash FM Media Academy. À ń fọmọlúwàbí ṣe iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lọ́jọ́.
Nowadays, I keep saying "aww" a whole lot because everyone won't stop surprising me. My hubby does the dishes and prepare the kids for school before I wake. Aww. Even when my daughter makes me a cup of tea with 3 Crowns milk.
Mom, we've got you now and always with the low cholesterol goodness your heart needs to keep the rhythm of the family going. 3 Crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
When we say we're committed to giving you more, here's what we mean. We mean going the extra mile to ensure you have the best customer experience. In fact, if you make an instant transfer and it fails, we will reverse it in 1 business day or refund 5 times the transaction fees. You get that? A reversal on failed instant transfers in 1 business day, or we will refund 5 times the transaction fees. Now, that's how committed we are to giving you more. Access, more than banking.
Take it back to the old school classics on Splash 105.5 FM with Luminary DJ Eden. Every Saturday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. We'll throw you all the way back to the 90s, 80s, and as far back as the 60s. We'll bring you juju, reggae, disco, new jack swing, and many more. Right here on Splash 105.5 FM. Every Saturday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. The Splash Vintage Sound.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there with us on Splash 105.5 FM. It's your integrity station. We are right here on Splash Rendezvous, and we're happy that you're there with us as we could have a wonderful time together on the program. So, before we go to the next topic, we need to quickly look at this. It's a story from the news. Major General Farouk Yahaya has been appointed as the Chief of Army Staff. I'm sure he would have to appear before the Senate at the point. Major General Farouk Yahaya was born on the 5th of January 1966 in Sifawa and hails from Bodinga local government area of Sokoto State. He was granted regular combatant commission as a member of 37 regular corps on September 22nd, 1990, in the rank of second lieutenant, with seniority in the same rank effective 27 September 1985. He's at the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps and holds a Bachelor's of Arts degree in History and Master's degree in International Affairs and Diplomacy. Major General Yahaya has attended several courses and performed creditably, among which are Young Officers Course, Infantry, Machine Gun Platoon Commanders Course, Air Defense Platoon Commanders Course, Junior Course, and Company Commanders Course. Others include Basic Range Management Course, Senior Course, Commanding Officers Course, Military Coordination Course. Is a fellow of the National Defense College, Chile. Major General Farouk Yahaya has held several command, instructional, and staff appointments. And, I mean, that's a very long list if you look at it very well. Today, this is a soldier.
Well, with the powers that the president in our country, has in his disposal, or at his disposal, I think whoever he appoints, is qualified. That's the truth. Because we know that once you attain the rank of a major, from a major, you start to hold command positions.
Yeah.
And then you go for courses here and there. So there are things to put together that makes you look good at any point you get a given appointment. But I'm worried. I'm actually worried that we are not building this nation. And this is not really about this Major General, who I know will soon be made a Lieutenant General by the president. It is the undertone behind this appointment. We cannot, on one hand, be claiming that we want to build one Nigeria, and on the other hand, set certain, barriers in place. For instance, the idea is that our military should be apolitical. It should be a strictly professional body.
Is it possible?
That's the ideal. A system that is completely immune from politics. Now, look at what we are doing. When you have a situation where the president at every point in time feels only safe and secured with, people from his stock, from his ethnic stock, to man, it's his prerogative. Nobody's sharing that with him. But then again, we're talking about the nation here, which is bigger than the president. That it has to be from so part of the country. And it's not just about this president. In the time of former President Oluwaseun, I think he tried. We had Martin Luther King, we had Victor Malu, both of them from the north. Even though some would argue they were Christians. So they shared the same religion with him. With Yaradua, we had Dembazao, from Kano. And then, the former President Goodluck Jonathan had two COS. Kenneth Minima from Rivers, and then A. Jirika from Imo.
But they're from the south.
Yes, so people he felt comfortable with by our political calculations. This person, this Farouk Yahaya, is the third chief of army staff that President Muhammadu Buhari will appoint. All of them from the northern part of the country. Now, with that in mind, knowing that you're going to have to retire about 10
That's where
senior
I was going.
Officers, What this simply means, let's not deceive ourselves, is if I'm if I were to be a senior military officer as a Yoruba man, I'll probably be thinking that, okay, maybe when next we have a president who is from the south, that is when I will have the opportunity to be made chief of army staff, because on the job you also have a right to desire, to rise to the peak
of your
career. Same thing will apply to a northerner. In the military, you'll be thinking, so you're not going to be immune from politics. You're going to be interested, because you know that rising to the top for you is no longer a question of seniority or just merit, but about where the president has come from. So if you don't share the same ethnic background or the same religion with the person occupying the office of the president, it will become impossible for you to rise to the peak of a profession, regardless of whether you are the most senior or the most qualified.
Now, Michael,
I wish the new chief of army staff all the best in office. We are fighting so many battles across different fronts. I've only just addressed my own issue from what will be going on in the military, because the military is peopled by human beings like you and I, Nigerians, who are also ambitious, Michael, rightly so, in their profession.
Yeah, of course. Michael, my concern usually has always been, anytime we have to take this exercise, the kind of sacrifice that we make, taking this exercise or these choices, the career officers whose records or whose job will be terminated, and the kind of sacrifices we will make for him to be there. Is that system good, really?
It's not a good system. Sacrifice at great cost. In fact, I should have used the word grave cost to the nation. The point is, Tunde has said it, and I agree with him in total. While I agree that this new chief of army staff, Farouk Yahya, is eminently qualified, you also have other eminently qualified and distinguished, generals officers who are going to be retired because someone, is going to appoint someone with certain parochial considerations rather than seniority and merit. And it's also a danger signal, going forward, just like Tunde has said. While the military should, be dispassionate, towards political issues, they are now going to be more interested in politics rather than their career as military men, because they know that my next promotion is dependent on the ethnic or religious what leanings of the person who is going to make the appointment. And it's a dangerous signal for me. I think that Nigerians should begin to think in that light. And it bothers me a lot, really. I must tell you that it really bothers me that we have to be asking questions like, where is this man from? What's this ethnic background? What's this religion? Those things should not feature when we have, serious national questions to answer. I've not been able to really understand it. Tunde has done the analysis when Obasanjo was there. I think Obasanjo was a little bit liberal.
Even Yaradua
appointed people across the nation. The current dispensation, what we are seeing is not really palatable for us. Because just like we were talking about NYC a while ago, where he was talking about integration, people fusing, removing prejudices, and encouraging us to eschew religious intolerance and ethnic whatever. These are the same cards that we are playing up at the other level, and it really shows that all of us are not thinking as one Nigeria. We need to, I don't know how we're going to solve this problem. Nigeria's problem is simply complex. We need to find a way to make merit count. And that's the tragedy of the whole matter.
All right. You can be part of the conversation if you join us or if you call us. We're here to listen to you and be part of this conversation. But Tunde, let's come to the argument of the president not attending the funeral of Atairu. That argument, and then I saw what Garba Shehu said, because I'm actually going to Garba Shehu now. What he said at Arise News, that the president is not comfortable with blocking the roads, inconveniencing Nigerians whenever he has to move around in Abuja. Such statements, is it tenable as an argument for the commander-in-chief to be, unavailable when his number one army officer, died with 10 others or 11 others?
Garba Shehu, the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, had to say something.
He had to say something.
For me, that's the way I say it. But you see, it's sad. It's sad. Firstly, the way and manner in which we lost the immediate past chief of army staff. Just barely 4 months into his a new position, and of course the other people, especially the crew, very young, some of them 29, 30, 31, it's just so disheartening. But that's on one side, and I'll go to the family. They've paid the supreme price against serving Nigeria. The president no show at the military cemetery. Well, that now it probably, except maybe on national days, maybe Democracy Day, like we're going to have one in about 2 weeks now, on June 12th. We expect a national broadcast, maybe towards afternoon time. Femi Adesina will release a statement. On Independence Day celebration, the president will speak. Maybe on New Year Day, the president will also speak. The rest is basically about the presidency, which has become a very vague word these days. Our president only comes out occasionally. Let me put it that way. Maybe it's old age, maybe it's ill health.
So told me it's style.
No, this definitely has nothing to do with style. It's a very ineffective style that should be questioned. In an ideal society, we should be putting a lot of pressure on the president, because you cannot, be holed up inside the villa while the country is facing, myriads of Hydra-headed problems, and then for your spokesperson to only come out to say that's your style. That cannot be an acceptable style. But I guess Nigerians are basically just counting down, hoping that this autopilot arrangement will lead us somewhere positive.
Okay, so let's get to the issue I talked about, political communication. Like, I know you always talk about communicating with the public. Garba Shehu released a statement on the heels of the Southern Governor's decision about open grazing, the ban on open grazing. We've not had time to discuss this actually, but we'll try on it. And he talked about the constitutionality of freedom of movement. He talked about the fact that the Southern Governor do not have the legality to ban, a trade, as it were. More like echoing what Malami said about spare part dealers and the rest. And we had what Akinola said about it. The Honorable Wale, special assistant on special duties to Governor Akinola, also said that Shehu should stop becoming an agent, provocateur, as they call it. Look at this kind of communication, from these two places. How do you put them together?
Yes. Well, the way I'd like to start is to say that many people, just like we were saying, when you appoint people based on parochial considerations, you definitely, most definitely, leave out merit. And well, it's not just with this administration. Many government spokesmen, I dare to say, are just there by the virtue of the support that they gave during electioneering, and that's all. It's not about merit. If it was about merit, people like them shouldn't be speaking. Or maybe we should cut them some slacks and accept that they probably didn't get enough training in the area of public communication or government communication. I know in universities they teach public relations in two boxes. They teach public relations from the point of view of private and from the point of view of government. So when you speak for government, there's a different training that you get, particularly as a public communicator, not just as an image launderer. Because what the government spokesman basically try to do is to launder image rather than communicate. And when you launder image, you are basically speaking from one side of the fence or one side of the divide rather than the totality of the situation. Look at the pro and con and be proactive. So you see that we usually have problems. There's usually backlash when government spokesmen speak in public, because they don't simulate. They don't say, because in public communication, what you do is you sit down and ask the question, if we say this, what do you think the people will, how do you think they will react? If they think that way, they will not be having problems like this. That's why they are so myopic in their thinking that they just think that they can defend anything. Sometimes you don't need to defend anything, just explain. What the people who speak for this administration particularly do is to be defensive every time rather than be open-minded. So Garba Shehu, come to your question. Garba Shehu has never been open-minded, since this government appointed him. And I'm sorry to say this. We used to think, or we're erroneously thinking that when you employ a newspaper editor, that he will do a good job of being a spokesman. You see, that's a very grave error. At least I know a little about that. I think
one would probably say you're biased.
Yeah, I am biased because we are looking for merit. I would rather recommend that the government employed communicators rather than editors.
Two of us had a conversation with Professor
Ayojebode.
Yes. You remember?
Yes.
We were asking him, and he said that he would want to see a spokesperson for the president or for a governor who has a training in PR.
Yes.
In journalism.
Yeah, in press agentry.
And he's a good writer and also a communicator.
Yes. We have never had that, have we? We've never had that because, you see, we don't understand what communication really means, basically. Communication is seesaw. It is not a one-sided thing.
Okay. I want to read what someone wrote here so that we don't... I'm unable to do that quickly. But today, let's talk about that communication thing. The way they speak with us. Look at this. What Oluwaseun also wrote, responding to him. He said, Mr. Garba contends that the announcement that is the southern governors is of questionable legality, referring to the 17 governors of the southern states. But the decision of certain elements to take the ancestral lands of other people to settle their kinsmen, including the gun-wielding killer herdsmen and their families. He said he wants to revive forest reserves, but seemed particularly uninterested in the current position of the same law, which he and his cohorts often misinterpret to serve parochialism and greed. The Honorable said governors no longer have powers over the lands in their territories. They must take instructions from appointees of the federal government on such matters.
Well, how does Garba Shehu see himself? Does he see himself as a professional speaking for the president, or he sees himself as a representative of a particular group, whether it's a cabal or it's an ethnic group? I dare to say that he probably sees himself more in the light of the second part. The point that Michael raised about them not appointing communicators, I think one major reason why that is happening is because they are really not interested in communicating. You know, if you take, for instance, a private organization that is looking for maybe a director of communication or media engagements, there are certain things you're looking for. I'm sure one of them will not be, you must be from my tribe or you must be from this. You just want a qualified competent and experienced person in that field. Because within that private contest, you know that your audience, they are like your stakeholders. You need to communicate with them properly. So you need a professional to do that. But in government, I don't think they see us, the electorate, the citizens, in that light. You know, basically what they just want is a party man. Okay. You know, somebody who has been within, maybe who has been, you know, some of this, we understand ourselves because we are media guys.
Yeah,
some of us are politicians.
No doubt.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to play the ostrich.
Yes.
No doubt.
Some of our people are politicians, you know, positioning themselves, you know, for this kind of opportunities.
So when they get there, they may not be doing the job the way Michael is describing it.
Yes. So the
that finished it. That destroys the matter. Really. Okay, let me hold you. I understand. I mean, it was just my quick thinking. That's my quick thinking. Okay. Anyway, somebody else.
They don't. Those two things, they don't mix. You really can't mix.
Be professional and then also be political.
You need to pick one at a point in time.
Yes, there's too much noise in our communication cycle. There is no stopping the miscommunication. You know, there is no, we'll not be able to discuss matter. Now, here he said, please, Splash FM, why is it that chief judge or governor swearing the chairman in? If truly we are practicing true federalism, I think local government should have its local judge to swear them in. That's Ade. Thank you, Ade, for your thoughts. Let's hear this person on the line, and then we'll go for a break if he's still there. Or he's no longer there. Well, we'd like to hear from you after this commercial break. We want to hear you speak with us on the program this evening. Thank you for being there.
Do you need a fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan? Or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. Simple, John, with Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomitables pack, find a unique code at the back of the pack, go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a star prize of 100,000 naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
Person wey no dey shame, wey no dey fear to show his sabi news level na better things dey follow. Instead, make dem talk say cockroach na brown, dem go talk say, oh, it's expert for me. Better things dey follow person wey dey give heavy gbosa, come add bass boost back to person wey wan give dem boost. Better thing dey follow person wey no condition fit end the flenjor mood, because to flenjor na the koko and e fit happen anywhere. Better thing dey follow person wey fit jollificate with only smooth and better gbedu. Better things dey follow person wey no dolly dey dictionary. Person wey no coffee kill itself. Now make Smooth Chapman dey summer your life with correct flavor, wey go make your life poof. So if you think Chapman, may you drink Smooth.
Give me that smooth brew, yeah.
You don dey wait for am, the dying minute of the football season wey dey come with extra drama.
Eagerly awaited Manchester Derby.
Better heartbreak.
He didn't get the goal then.
And the victory wey you go tell your pikin and your pikin dem. But anyhow it take happen, we dey gidigba with our team. Na for life.
There it is.
Na football wey make sense be this, and you no fit miss am. Stay connected on top your GoTV this whole month of May as football season don enter final lap. GoTV, love it.
lush hair, lush hair. Let your shine out. Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting they cause all the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Chidi, now where you dey go dey jump road up and down?
Na papa say make I buy am shakis.
Shagini? Oh, I don't tell this man say make you no dey send this boy buy alcohol na. Papa Chidi, abeg no dey send this pikin buy shakis o.
Mama Chidi, why na? No be buy I say make him buy. Make I no dey send a message again.
Papa Chidi, you no know say na small before you go wan know how the thing dey taste and if that one come happen, when you come dey drink am, na big problem be that o.
E reach that one?
Yes so Papa Chidi, e reach. Person wey never reach 18 no suppose touch alcohol. Papa Chidi, you hear me so? Even the Federal Ministry of Health talk say alcohol na for only person wey don reach 18.
Okay I don hear. I no go send am again. In fact, make I go tell am myself. Chidi!
Now, Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria, DBAN, will be subsector of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, bring on this message.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there. It's still Splash 105.5 FM. We are on Facebook. I would like to hear from you. Please call us right now and we will be picking your calls. Let's see who is on this line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Shio.
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Tunde.
You're welcome.
Abdulaziz Maiwa from Mobank Ibadan.
Welcome.
Vividly, I could remember in 2017, as the coordinator of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, like Chicago, and Mr. Emajimo and Mr. Idris Adediran was our guest in 2017 Youth Day celebration in our own local government. One of the discussions was this scrapping of a National Youth Service Corps. But our resolution that very day was that maybe the government should look at a way of training all youth corps in military training. Instead of 1 month, maybe it should be around 3 months or 2 months, maybe for self-defense and other military and paramilitary training. And in addition, one of the ways the government could help with the MSMEs, maybe at the medium level or at the small level, they can bring or second the youth corps members to all of us so that we could train them. By the time they are finishing their training, maybe after 8 months or 9 months or 1 year or 1.5 years, they will be employer of labor. In other words, government will have our own part as a registered organization with the government, so that there will be register of MSMEs that are employing youth corps, that are training the youth corps, so that we will be on a win-win level. They are assisting and helping the MSME as well, training the youth corps, so that they could be employer of labor thereafter. And secondly, INEC, or the State Independent Electoral Commission, it boils down onto our perception and personality and habit as Nigerians, as citizens. the citizens. It's not about maybe INEC is corrupt, or we allow for corruption, or State Independent Electoral Commission is corrupt, or we also allow for corruption. It is a matter of every one of us, our mindset. If the system is changed for better, everything will be well. It also affects the youth corps we are discussing.
Okay.
I believe Nigeria will be great once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment there. Hello, good evening. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Oluwaseun from Ibadan here.
Welcome.
It really pained me when the issue of local government election held last week was brought up some minutes ago. And those who called in only focused on whether INEC should conduct election or OCEC. The point is I want to even look at that election as to whether it met the basic criteria for an acceptable free and fair election. Now, we are talking about an election that was mainly participated in by one major political party. Maybe others just showed up for purpose of showing up. And yet there was violence. There was apathy. And we are talking about the that claims to be popular. Now, I'm not a member of any political party, but to my understanding and the little I saw, that was no election. So now make it worse. The number of votes turned out when they were announcing election, you begin to wonder where they got those results from. Are we talking about places voting votes where there were no voters, or where people just 30 or 40 showed up? We are deceiving ourselves. It was less like a charade. It was no election. How I wish that if they are that popular as they claim, allowed about 2 or 3 months for the APC who lost out because they are waiting for the judgment of the Supreme Court to come on board. Let them campaign so that if they win, it will be truly they were popular. I just hope that those who have just been elected now will really perform. As to the governor saying that you couldn't remove them because it's not a constitutional issue, was it not a constitutional issue when it was removing those ones that were elected by the previous government? Everything is politicized in Nigeria, and it really sucks, like the Americans will say. Thank you very much. I'm Shola Oluwaseun.
Thank you, Mr. Oluwaseun. Thank you so much. Let's see who is here. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Could you please speak up? And what's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Sean. This is AJ. Good evening, Michael and Tunde. For some of us, we're even fed up of the president talking. You know, if he doesn't want to talk, then we just have to leave him. What are we going to do? If he cannot do the right thing, then let him just keep to himself with due respect. Some of us are saying, well, he doesn't want to talk when people are dying every day. You know, you don't want to talk. What are you going to talk? When we keep on talking. I need to be honest with Tunde and Michael. They've spoken very well today. Let's speak bluntly. Let people know. And let's stop trying to, make people look as if it's not what is happening. It's the real thing. If they can't come out and talk, then who will talk? Who will talk? Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Tragedy every day. You read Red Cross blames overloading, where 150 were drowned in Kebbi State. That's a sad one that we record every day. Well, we'll take this break. And we're back. Could you probably take this call? Just this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you for calling.
Isaac, good afternoon, Sheon. Good afternoon, Michael and Tunde.
Good afternoon,
I'm really enjoying your programs here. How are you all doing? Great to hear your voices. I just have one comment about the press secretary. You are journalists. I know that when the one who pays the piper details the truth, you may have good intention to report the right information, but then you as the image maker of the government, do you have a choice to report something outside what the government has? That's my question for you people. Tomorrow you might be the PRO of the Oyo State government. What do you do in a situation like that? Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I mean, very dicey question. But maybe you want to attempt something.
Michael, should I?
Michael, yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
You see...
I will also make a comment and we'll go for break, yes.
What I mean by communication really is that they taught us in school that communication should foster mutual understanding. So if if we are every time disagreeing with spokesmen of government, that means that something fundamental is wrong about them. So the president did not attend.
It also means that there's a better way to approach it.
There's a better way. So the president did not attend the burial of the chief of army staff. So the explanation should have been that, we are in the COVID-19 era. Is that health is even a better argument
than it doesn't want to disturb the traffic.
The president is old. Old people are vulnerable to COVID-19 and the rest of it. So the president decided to stay away or probably he has flu and all that.
But I will tell you that he went to France.
Yeah, he went to France. Of course, he went to France. But you see, there are better ways of communicating. That's basically the answer.
Tunde.
Well, I agree with Michael that as a spokesperson, one of the maybe I should say this on radio. One of the most fascinating jobs that if I wasn't doing this, I probably have loved to do is to actually be the spokesperson to the police force.
Why police?
Yes, because I feel
that's a difficult one to do.
Yes, I feel there is a lot, to clarify. Okay, the very essence of communication is to make people understand. When you need to own up. When you need to, keep quiet, be quiet. But don't insult people's intelligence by saying black and then calling it white. It is damaging, even to your principal.
Okay.
And that's what we see most times.
I wish that these spokespersons are salesmen who are able to make the people love their principals rather than cause more damage to them and their reputation. Thank you very much for being here. We will be taking a break. Okay, you want us to take some calls? Let's take some calls then. So if you are still calling us, we'd like to hear from you. Come on, let's talk. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. This is Victor from Dubai.
Welcome, Victor.
Good evening, sir. I am really following your program and I'm enjoying it seriously. See, the issue of the spokesman of the thing, it's like they are taking themselves as the elected president of this country. The way they respond to everybody just somehow. They just come out and respond. See, the last, I don't know the kind of criteria they use to choose spokesmen to our elected, politician in this country. But it's so poor. Another thing is about the election of Oyo State. I really commend the governor of Oyo State for the election. It's a very, 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 very good. It was the most peaceful election I've ever witnessed in Oyo State. To be sincere. And someone is coming up to say the election is apathy, whatever. APC should have done their cap because if we all saw the letter they wrote to the chief judge, they did not include APC in their letter. APC wasn't saying the Oyo State, the Oyo State to court. It's only the chairman that sued the governor of Oyo State and Oyo State to court. So where was it included that APC sued them to court? So they should clear their ground and not come up with all this apathy of a thing. I don't like it when they know that they have paid the law already and they are coming out with that kind of thing. Thank you very much, my brother. And again, I want to comment about your debate of yesterday. It was a very good one, but we did not hear the result of the debate, and the program will not yet finish. So maybe you should do something about it. If you want such a thing to come, your call like that, coming up like that about this.
Right, we announced the result. Sorry about it if we actually stop it.
A lady, I think Deborah Atta from Queen of Apostles, only wrote one yesterday, and it was all over the news yesterday and even this morning.
Yes, it was all over the news. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for being here. Ogumbo Wale, says, Michael, Bros is being professional here. Whether qualified or trained or not, politics is politics everywhere. Take a quick look at the spokespersons of Trump. It's almost as though their expertise in spinning, gaslighting, and world-class propaganda is a must for political spokespersons. Thank you very much. He said Dr. Abati is now a chief pontificator on ITV.
I knew I was going to mention that.
We have to expect Femi Adesina to maybe post Presidential assignment.
You find him on one television or newspaper.
Analyzing, prescribing.
Michael, thank you for coming.
Anytime.
Your last maybe statement, just a statement.
Yeah, my statement is we need to rework the NYSC to answer to productivity.
Tunde.
Well, we need to fix Nigeria. If we fix Nigeria, NYSC is just a microcosm of Nigeria.
Yeah, we should end with NYSC. I love what Oluwaseun said. You said that give them insurance.
Yeah.
For everyone who's going for NYSC, give them insurance, and train them in some military kind of thing. I mean, I think we should make a better use of
comprehensive
NYSC.
Insurance, please.
Yes, comprehensive insurance.
Not third party.
Not third party. Okay. I will not understand. We have to go. Thank you, everyone. Josh, many thanks to you. My name is Oluwaseun. And thank you for being part of it, Tunde and Michael. Like I say now, we have a nation to rescue. Good evening.
Splash FM 105.5.
Big protein breakfast àṣírí ibẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bí ìyá mi máa ṣe ń jí láfẹ̀mọ́jú, wọ́n á se oúnjẹ fún wa kí wọ́n tó sáré lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́. Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà, bàbá wa máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ dalẹ́. Wọ́n sì tún jí lówùúrọ̀ láti gbé mi lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́. Kò wá sí bó ṣe lè di gádígádí tó. Kì í rẹ̀ wọ́n láti máa bá mi ṣeré. Ìdí rèé tí wọn kì í kúrò nílé láì jẹ big protein breakfast.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ tó kún fún pig protein amárata kébé.
Pig, rich for your pig.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. It's simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomitables pack, find the unique code at the back of the pack, go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a star prize of 100,000 Naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
If you had the clearest camera designed for the best selfies on a smartphone, where would you take your first picture?
Probably at the beach with the backdrop of the midnight skies.
At the cinema. It's dark and all, but for the best selfie, darkness shouldn't be a thing, right?
Or maybe I'll take it in front of my favorite suya spot. Some soft light and legendary suya in the background.
Wherever you choose, stand out with the new Techno-Camon 17 smartphone. With its 48MP selfie lens for the clearest selfie, 64MP ultra-night camera for stunning pictures in low light, and the MediaTek Helio G95 processor for quality gaming and streaming performance. Techno-Camon 17. It's time to stand out.
Wait till you dey wait for. You no need to stress at all.